Hello everyone, Michael Prano here, Strategic Solution Engineer with BetterCloud. And today we're going to explore zero-touch IT, self-service requests when it comes to Zendesk and the BetterCloud platform. We want to look at an example here of a before case scenario, specifically an application request. Starting at the left, you'll see that most application requests starts directly from the end users. What's typical is that they'll submit a ticket to IT, who then needs to field that, go ahead and push for a manager approval. And then once that approval is given, they can go ahead and actually grant access to that application for the end user, and then ultimately communicate that back to them. This is a very time-consuming and manual process. One that is also very redundant, is better suited for automation. Here, we can see what this process looks like through zero touch with BetterCloud. Starting again on the left, the user will go ahead and request access to an application through Zendesk. Zendesk then, instead of routing that to someone on the help desk team, will push that automatically to BetterCloud, who can then route that for approval, automatically provide access to the application once that approval is granted, and then ultimately close out the ticket and communicate directly to the end user. Once again, becoming a full zero-touch process, saving you time, saving you effort, and automating things that are better suited for automation. Here, starting here in BetterCloud, we're going to go to our installed applications where I pre-configured a Zendesk trigger application. So go ahead and modify this and go to the extensions here. We can see that we created an app request. As we continue forward, there's a URL that BetterCloud is going to provide you. The idea is that you would take this URL, go into your Zendesk admin console under apps and integrations, go to webhooks, and we configured one already called app request here. With this, we'll go ahead and take a look at it. This app request, we're going to take that URL from BetterCloud and paste it right in the endpoint here. We have a post method, request format JSON, and no authentication required, as that is embedded in the URL above. After we've gone ahead and we've created this webhook, we need to define when this is actually going to be triggering. So we'll go to Objects and Rules. We're going to go to Business Rules and Triggers here. And here we've pre-configured an app request trigger. So we take a look at this trigger. This trigger is going to fire whenever an end user opens a ticket with the words app request in the subject line. When that occurs, that's going to reference that webhook that we created. So we're going to notify the active webhook app request. And the information we want to pass forward is the specific application name. This is a custom field we created for that input, as well as the requester's email, so we have that ultimately to assign the license within BetterCloud. Now as the end user, all I have to do is come in here and open up a new ticket. I'll call it app request, and then you name the application. So we'll say Miro here. And then you would go ahead and submit that request. Once submitted, that's going to hit this BetterCloud workflow that we configured. It's listening for that app request webhook to come through from Zendesk, specifying for this workflow, the application that we're going to be provisioning is Miro. And then within the workflow itself, it's going to go ahead and actually provision access to Miro, as well as send an email directly to that end user to let them know that their access to the application has been provisioned.